Okay, here we don't have anything to do with possession or contractions. So plurals of numbers and capital letters as nouns. When you're using these as nouns, they don't have apostrophes, right? Because they don't possess anything and they aren't contractions for anything. However, they're a little bit different because they have to still have apostrophes in some of them. So there are exceptions to this rule. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down a little bit. The ABCs, those are capital letters. They're used as a noun. We're talking about the alphabet, right? Okay. And then you'll also notice we're talking about grades like B's and C's. I earned B's and C's on my report card. Okay. Or there are 6 and 7s in his phone number. Okay. Obviously different sentences than what I'm reading, but I'm just trying to give you other examples. Okay. Here's where it starts to get funky. So again, we have the 1990s. And that's a number used as a noun. But when I write, when I write the 90s, I'm taking out the 19, okay? So that means it kind of works like a contraction. I have to add the apostrophe. Okay. So, yes, granted, we always see people doing it like this. That is wrong. Nothing is missing. We want to just leave it alone. Make it look like this, okay? 1780s, 1650s. We don't touch it. The only time we ever add that apostrophe is when we're pulling this piece out, okay? And then the other things that I want you to write down are these letters. A's, I's, U's, and zeros, okay? We have to include an apostrophe here because if we don't, those are going to look like as, is, us, or as, or os. So all these things, because these 4 can cause confusion if you don't have an apostrophe, we have to add an apostrophe to them, okay? So if I say I have, I'm going to go back up here. If I say he earned, A's, B's, and C's on his report card, because I have to add an apostrophe up here to as, I also, this is going to be ugly, sorry. I also have to add an apostrophe to all these. So it's like that thing in math where you say what you do to one, you must do to the rest. So because I have to add an apostrophe with as here, and it's included in this sentence, so I'm adding the apostrophe with A's, so it doesn't look like as. I also have to include it with B's and C's, okay? And the same would be for here. If I had, she learned her times tables for zeros, 6s, and 7s, because I have my apostrophe with zeros, because if I don't, it's going to be confusing to the reader. I have to also add it to 6s and 7s. If I don't have A's, I's, U's, and zeros in any of these sentences, I don't touch them. It's only when I have A's, I's, U's, and zeros do I have to add all these extra apostrophes, okay? And then I'm going to go down here because that's just going to retell you why I had that apostrophe in front of my 90s, because I pulled that 19 out, okay? And if you have to pause the video here, go ahead. And then that's just more of those so that it's actually all typed out for you nicely, okay? All right.